Welcome back. This is still the LXP Morning Flight, and it's our Thursday edition, the 10th of August. Like a joke, like a joke. The month is running and running and running and running. It's already 10th.
Already 10th.
Anyway, so we were talking about things that you need to ensure that you live a beautiful life. Now, we are aware that our man of God has taught us so much about the plans of the deep state to keep us in a particular way. They are trying to compromise our food. They are trying to compromise the things that we put in. Even the normal toothpaste that you use has fluoride that is not good for you. And if you watch your Love World, the different Your Love World seasons, you learn and see a lot of things the man of God has said about our food and how it's important that we grow our food and use the natural elements much more than what we get from the states that have these deep states embedded in them. So first of all, today we're talking about spices. Spices, the fact that spices are important in life. They are not just used for better tasting food. They are used for not just flavor, but for nutrition, for health, and for lifestyle. These and more we're going to find out in this segment of the show. We have a special guest in the building. She's not a guest to you, but she's a guest on this show. Everyone, join us and welcome the big and mighty Ruth Ekara. She's the host of Roots and Spices on LXP TV.
Yeah, thank you so much. Thank you.
Hello, Ruth. You know, in the office, they will call you Duchess of Light.
Yeah.
You call yourself.
Yeah.
Now, when I first saw you and your interest in spices, Ruth, literally, her name is Ruth, but
Yeah.
she is so interested in roots
In
and
roots,
spices.
yes.
Like 2-3 years ago, I
Yes,
think
yes.
that's when the love, I just see you.
2020.
Exactly, during the lockdown.
Yes.
We're always bringing roots, spices to the office, telling people about fenugreek is good, this is that. I'm like, hey, what's this one? Hey, black pepper. And she'll bring them all in different bowls and sizes and different cups. And I kept wondering, but I started seeing the benefits. Even in my personal life, I didn't understand how deep it was. Now talk to us about spices for every day and why your interest in it is so much.
Wow, wow. Spices. They're just, they're great. Let me just use that word, great. And God wants us to live a healthy life. His interest for us to live a healthy life because really you need your body in this world to do lots of things for God. And you need to stay healthy. And I remember studying the scripture in Genesis. He said, let these trees, let them be your plants. Let the trees be your food and also be your medicine. So that means what we're even taking as drugs is not really God's plan for us. It wants these trees to be our food. And if you're feeling any kind of ailment, you still go back and take these trees, the leaves or the seed. The seed is what we now get as the spices. Okay. The seed from these plants. And the leafy part is what we refer to as the herbs.
All right.
So these things these trees will help you if you're not feeling okay or you really need to eat well and stay healthy. You have to be sure that what you take into your body is trees. You know, yesterday when you were talking to me about this coming to set to talk about spices, I was pondering on it, and the Spirit of God was talking to me about something He wants me to say to people. He said, "Now look at it this way: your body was made from the soil. So why do you think you eat something chemicalized or processed food and you think that it will keep you in shape? You also need to go back and take something that is made from the ground, the plant. That's what, when it gets into your body thanks you for it. You know that your body will know that this is what should be inside my body. It's not chemical or fine. We live in a fast-paced world where people just come back from work or people live in the city and they want everything to be processed. But really, that's actually what is making people sick. And when they go to the doctor, they give them
another set of chemicals.
What they even give to them, the chemical, is just to treat the symptoms, not the symptoms. That's why if you see those who are sick and they really have good results to show for it, they go back to nature. They start taking it gradually, they start getting healthier gradually because this is nature. And your body just recognizes that this is the real thing, not what they are giving to you, the doctors give to you to just treat the symptom and not the root cause of that ailment. So, you know, look at it. Okay, let me give you a practical example. Have you noticed that, look at animals that stay in the bush. They're on their own.
No doctors.
No doctors.
They eat grass, they eat plants.
Nothing happens to them.
Yes.
But look at the one, your domestic animal, your pets, you are taking care, you are pampering, you give before you know, you are taking them.
They are going to vet.
You are taking them to vet
every other day.
Because it's still human. If you see any animal that is left on its own, maybe in the bush, and maybe the animal falls sick and dies, it's still human factor. Maybe the plant was poisoned. Human factors there. But really, they eat plants and they are on their own. They stay as long as possible. 13 years, animals stay in the bush roaming. Free, wild. But the one in the house is getting sick. Because they're eating something that is processed. So you cannot...
I never saw it from this angle.
You can never undermine nature. It's what you really need in your body. You need it. You need spices, you need herbs, because God said it. And even if you check through the Bible, when God gives people recommendation on how to eat, it's still natural food. If you check Ezekiel chapter 4, verse 9, I like to refer to that. You know, when he was telling the children of Israel, eat your millet, your wheat. He wasn't saying carry golden one and eat. Not the processed one. Eat corn, eat these things, eat beans. These things are important. So I think for me, that's what really inspired me, and I feel, and it's aligned with what the man of God, Pastor Chris, has been telling us. So eat well. Eat good food. Don't rely on big pharma. Because these people, they are only there for their pockets. They will give you something and they still want you to come back to still fall sick. But as long as you eat natural food, you can, yes, you're not sick.
So that means that there's no need to wonder why you have, you know, when you see some of our parents who, you know, stay in the village,
yes,
and they come to town, they're telling you they want to go back. It's because of the fresh foods that they are eating.
Yes.
Because
no, my mom brings everything she wants to eat
from the farm. They just
she'll bring it when she's coming to Lagos. You see the load she's packing. It's not clothes and shoes. It's food. All the things she eats for that 3 weeks or 2 weeks she's going to eat. She'll bring everything to Lagos and eat and leave the rest for you. They go back.
They like, you know, those fresh food really, you know, like you said, nourishes the body very. I know my mother-in-law, if she wants to, I think the only thing she might buy is salt. If she wants to take one thing, is in the farm, is at the back. The fowl is at the back. Everything is just at, you know, in the farm. So can you tell us some of these spices that we can take advantage of?
Before you say that, because I know who love spices after the show. Where can we get them?
The truth is that this is the way I see it. Until people begin to appreciate spices, they don't see it in the market. It's in front of them, but they're not seeing it, because what they go out there for is give me seasoning, the processed one already. That's just what their mind is already made. That's what they want. But the moment you start liking spices, you will see it. We have it in shops, in the cabinet. You see it in the market. These people, even some of the local women who sell spices for soup, they have it there on their table.
That's unprocessed.
Yes, unprocessed. The leaf is there. If you want the seed is there. But because we live in the city, it's a fast-paced world. People come back and they don't want to go through all that stress. They just want something that's already processed. So they can just add it, put this, and you have your food. But that is actually gradual poison.
But some of these spices, you know, you don't have, does it have measurements?
Yeah,
how do you know
I was coming to that.
The quantity
how do you know the right
because
quantity?
I know I got some from you.
Yeah.
I know the cumin, you know, spice, and sometimes I know that when I put it in my stew, if it's too much, there's a taste that it gives to this. So you need to know the kind of amount.
Okay, I get that kind of question a lot from people, and this is what I would just say. There's no straight rule to it that this is it, because I want to say this, that a lot of people might find this a bit concerning, but I still have to say it. I dare tell people that spices actually is not what, when you say I took ginger and I'm allergic to ginger, or I'm not feeling, the ginger started giving me some kind of
heartburn.
I will tell them, I make bold to say it, that it is not the ginger. Most times there's already an underlying situation, illness in the person's body. nature will not give you, it will not make you ill. It is, something is wrong with you first before you start taking something is wrong somewhere.
But there are some genetics that different fruits.
It's not but then you thank God you say genetic. It's not the food.
It's not the food. It's not the food.
And what even causes the genetics is something, maybe lifestyle or something has changed. Something has just changed. After look at what Pastor has been telling us. They are even trying to change DNAs. So if something has changed in your body and you're not taking ginger and something is wrong,
your body will have to respond.
Yes, so it is not nature. Don't accuse nature. You don't accuse the spices or the herbs. It is something that is wrong with you first.
But it should be done in moderation.
Yes. So if you're talking about the quantity, I tell people that they should start gradually. How you want to start taking ginger. I'm talking about ginger. I say, okay, let me start ginger. If you go and put so much, you might not be able to eat your food. And I want you to enjoy your meal. So just start gradually. Over time, you know how much you can tolerate.
Even this spice cubes that we use for processed spice cubes that you buy, those Maggi, or I don't want to call the brand names, but you see what's this? Oh my goodness!
Do you know that it's spices?
Poisonous
it's spices, but what they now do is that they add MSG.
Yes, which is not okay.
It's not okay.
But when we're going to go on a break. When we return after the break, we're going to give you real practical spices for your everyday, even for the one that's it's not MSG that you can use to flavor your food. Your food will be so tasty. Yeah. You won't believe it. And we have the ones for hair growth. That's the one that I'm a living testimony and a witness. And then we have the one for skin. There's several spices for different things. So we'll go on a short break. When we return, Ruth and I will be sharing this information with you. So stay tuned, don't go anywhere.